all it is telling you about the mask and save yourself first.
It was a long it's time to go. Hey guys, you guys are probably wondering, like, where are you? I am covering the Penn State versus SMU first round college football playoff game. Very excited. So that is why I'm here in a hotel, because today is Friday and Saturday morning I will be up very early, very early, getting the day going. In August, I was talking to my boyfriend and I was like, I really want to go to a college football playoff game. Like, I was like, that would be so cool to experience, to be a part of it, to get to go to a college football playoff game and to cover it there live. Like, that would just be so fun. Wow. And look where we are. So today was travel day for me.
I think I'm 60% excited and 40% nervous. But
if you're nervous, that means you care, babe.
Yeah, I do care. I want to do like a really great job.
Got to the airport at 12, basically. I left my house at like 11 a.m. But I really didn't really get to the airport for real until like 11:45. No, not because it's that far away. It was a lot of people coming to the airport today. Because it's also like right before Christmas. So it's the weekend before Christmas. So to be expected. It was a long journey to get to United. I never flown with United before, but United was the only flight that was available straight to State College. So I did all that. I went and I ate some food. I had a pizza at this pizza place in the airport. Sat around for a while. My first flight got delayed, but it was only by like 10 minutes. So I got on that. That plane flight was a little rocky. And I kind of felt like I was on a roller coaster a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you, I did. But otherwise, it was smooth and it was fine. But the good thing is my second flight got delayed as well. So that evened it out, because I was a little worried that I might miss my second flight, but I didn't. So I flew from Atlanta to DC, and then I went from DC to State College. I'm all set for tomorrow. I had a quick call chat just to finalize plans with my partner Nadia, who we're going to work together. So I'm super duper excited about everything. We have a really great plan. I feel like everything will flow very well. I was thinking about just how inspirational this whole experience is, and I'm very spiritual, very faith-based in everything that I do. I was looking because I also ordered food, so I just want to make sure that my food isn't here yet. I don't think it is, but I'm very spiritual, very faith-based. Everything that I do, I think of from a perspective of God and how God is a part of everything. And I think it is amazing that at the beginning of me working here, a goal, and it wasn't even like a goal where I was like, I'm setting out to do this. It was just like in the back of my mind, it was a desire that I wanted. And it was like, this wasn't something that I prayed. That fleeting thought is reality is so full circle. And I love full circle moments. No one knew that that was like something that I truly desired. And so to put it on the hearts of my boss and my manager and like my other co-workers, I am so grateful and thankful to all of them. Because again, without them at all, like none of this whatsoever. Completely understand that. Of course, I'm going to show you guys the rest of my journey while I'm there. Clips that I can show. Obviously, I'm going to be very locked into work, but in the moments that I'm able to show you what I'm doing, I'm going to try to include those so you can get a glimpse as to what it is I'm actually doing. But otherwise, I'm super excited. I cannot wait to experience everything and then show it all to you.
Okay, guys. So you're probably at this point like, where's the vlog? She said she's going to vlog next. Where's the vlog? I'm looking at her talking again. I'm sorry. Bear with me. The vlog is very limited. Not because I didn't want to vlog, not because I couldn't vlog, but because the situation that I was in throughout the course of Saturday and Sunday, it was too much. It was too much. I couldn't take it. And so therefore I decided to put the camera down because I couldn't do it. It was a lot. I was going through so much. But I will share with you the few clips that I do have. the few moments that I did capture, along with what I did capture for social, and I'm going to explain to you now what happened and why I didn't vlog. So essentially, because originally I thought I could just walk to the stadium, but it was much further than I originally thought, so I had to Uber. So Uber's coming, we're cool, we're fine. I got hopped in the Uber, we're on the highway, we're on the way there, like we're cool, we're fine. I'm on time. I'm ahead of schedule. Like I'm where I need to be. I feel good. I feel confident. I'm excited. I'm ready to go the day. Woo, 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 woo. I'm ready to go, right? Wrong. So we are in the Uber. We get close to the stadium. I'm definitely in walking distance of the stadium at this point, right? But my Uber driver wants to drop me off closer. My Uber driver wants to literally drop me off at my destination. And so I'm in the backseat. He's telling me I don't know, because a lot of the roads were blocked off because of the game. Like not the typical routes that you could typically take on a typical day. You can take, but Uber driver was not hearing that. He was like, "Oh, the cops are out here. They cut off certain roads. But I'm gonna figure it out, whatever type stuff." And I'm gonna sit in the back seat like, okay, okay, I don't know what that means, but okay. So he's continuing to drive. We get up to where the cops are, and we need to just keep straight. I'm like, in the GPS is just like 2 minutes away, so we just need to keep straight. He'll drop me off. We're good. We're cool. We get to the cops. The cops are like, "Oh no, you can't go straight because it's not a parking pass. You can't go straight. You need to turn here. You turn down here. It's a long line, long line of cars." So we turn down that way. The GPS reroutes us and says like, "Oh, it'll be like 6 minutes or so down that way," which wasn't bad for me because again, I'm on time. I'm honestly like pretty much a little ahead of time. Like I'm good with that. And again, I was at a place where if I needed to, I could just walk from here. Like we could end the route here, and that's all. He doesn't like that. He gets upset. He's like, "I'm not sitting in this line. I'm not doing this. Like, why can't I just keep going straight?" Like, da 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 da. He's trying to like bypass the cops. So the one cop that already told him that he needed to turn here, he's over here to the side. He decides to turn around, so he gets out of the line that the original cop told us to get into. He turns around. He's driving back. He wants to turn this way. The cop's over here, so he wants to turn this way and keep straight to the stadium to drop me off. So while this cop's over here doing his own thing, he's right here. He's like chilling, like because the cars are coming. He's like, hurry, 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 so he can turn so the cop doesn't see him. Another cop comes. And walks to the car before he's able to turn, right? So the cop comes and he's like, "You can't go this way. You're going to have to either go that way, which is the opposite direction of where I need to go, or you need to do a U-turn and get back in this line that you are in and keep going that way in the opposite direction." So again, he doesn't like that. He starts cussing. He's mad. Da 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 da. So then he's like, he's not getting back in the line with the other cars where the cops want him to go. So he goes and turns in the opposite direction of where the stadium is. The stadium is that way. We're headed that way. Right. So we're heading in the opposite direction. So then he's like, "I know another way. Like, I'm going to go a different way. Da 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 da." And I'm like, in the backseat of the car, like, I'm just sitting here like, what is happening? Like, what's happening? Like, all this happened in the span of seconds. So I'm too stunned to speak. Literally, I'm too stunned to speak. At this point, I'm scared because he's cussing, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, my brain couldn't compute what was happening, and I was like, what? He's going berserk right now. So he gets on the highway, is like, I know another route, I know the route. All the routes that he thought that he could take were routes where the roads were closed, or it was an equally long line as the line that we were already in. So it wasn't like it was a quicker route, it was just another route to another long line, right? So then after he realizes that he does not know where he's going, that he's not helping anything, that all the lines are backed up and it's going to be a while and he's going to have to sit in traffic regardless, he then decides to turn around from the highway or whatever, go back in the original direction that we were supposed to be going to in the first place, and go back down the same street we already came from, right? So mind you, I'm on the back. My partner is calling me. She's like, "Where are you?" Da, 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 da. Like, mind you, it wasn't really bad. Like, we really weren't pressed for time at that point or whatever. And we weren't pressed for time at all, really. But we weren't pressed for time, but she was just like wondering where I was because she had arrived and she wanted to meet so we can get our credentials and everything. She's calling me. I'm in the backseat of the car. I'm on the phone. I'm trying to explain to her, but I can't really say whatever I want to say because the Uber driver's right there. And I can't be like, oh, my Uber driver's going wild. But I'm like, I don't know, like traffic, and we had to turn around. It's a whole lot of. She's telling me where she is. She's like, she ended up having to walk a little bit because she can only get so far, and I was like, that's what I'm going to end up doing too. So I got off the phone with her. I told him just get as far as you can, and once you reach like heavy traffic, if I'm in walking distance to the stadium, then I will just walk. And I was like, don't worry about it. So he drove me as far as possible as he could. I get out and walk. It was a 15-minute walk. It's snowing. I'm a Georgia girl. This is the first time I've ever seen snow. This is the first time I've ever seen real snow. Like, it does a little slushy thing in Georgia. We get, like, slush, and we get cute little ice. And even then, when that happens, roads close. No one goes to work. No one goes to school. So, like, this is mind-boggling to me. So, never experienced anything like it. So it's literally snowing. I'm literally watching snow fall down, and like honestly, that's such a cool moment. And I really do because it's like so cool. Because again, like I literally have never experienced that before, like it literally snowing in my face type of situation. But I couldn't even really enjoy it because I was so anxious, like trying to get to where she was, trying to figure out where she was, trying to meet her. Like it was a lot. So I really couldn't even enjoy the moment, enjoying this experience that I was experiencing because I was stressed. I was so stressed. So I'm rushing, trying to walk, trying to get to her, right? Finally meet up, we get our credentials, everything's cool, everything's fine. We do some tailgate interviews with the students, with the fans, great stuff. So then, yeah, cool. Morning start off a little rocky, but you know, we're headed to the game. We're gonna go to the game. It's gonna be so much better. We do the Instagram story. Everyone really enjoys it. That's really great. We knocked the Instagram story out. The game's starting. We're gonna cover the game. We're good. Oh, brother. First quarter starts, and immediately me and my partner are like, this is going to be a long game because we are already frozen. First quarter kickoff, we're already frozen out of our minds cold. And I'm telling you, we have layers on. I had 5 layers. I had 5 layers of shirts on, five shirts on, plus my coat. I had on my beanie. I had on my earmuffs. I had on gloves. I had on 2 pairs of pants, doubled up socks, and my shoes, right? Frozen solid. But it was still bearable. But we knew because we were already frozen solid and so cold, by fourth quarter we were going to be done for. And done for we were. Great game, really great game. Penn State won. Got really great content. We were able to get really good access, very easy access as well. It was an amazing experience at the game. But fourth quarter, let me tell you, not even fourth quarter, halftime. Halftime was when Nadia let me know of the digital media room that we could go sit in. When I tell you, we sat in there and we tried to thaw. They had this heater thing too, which was a godsend because we were able to sit there and thaw a little bit. But we were frozen. By the fourth quarter, we were done. I was counting down the minutes till the game was over. I was like, guys, just end it. It is what it is. We know Penn State won already. Just end it so we can go. My hands are frozen. My feet are frozen. It literally hurt to walk. It hurts so much to walk. It hurts so much because we're trying to text and send content back to the team to get up on Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that. It hurt to text. It hurt to type. My fingers hurt so bad. My thigh muscles, my neck muscles, because my bones are literally shaking. My teeth literally chattering. If you ever see a cartoon and it's yeah, that was me. Teeth literally chattering. My bones are literally shaking. My knees are literally knocking. All of the above. It was not cute. It was not cute by any means. I was so excited when the game was over. We still had content that we had to get after because we wanted to get This was when Penn State was realizing that they're going to go to the Fiesta Bowl. They got their hats. There was just a lot of stuff that we got. And so we're getting content for post game, and then trying to send stuff. But then eventually, obviously, we're done. Thank God. Thank God. It was definitely a new experience for us because I'm from Georgia. She's from San Diego. So we're both from very warm, climated areas where it gets cold, but it gets cold for a very short amount of time and it doesn't get that cold. It was 70 degrees when I left Atlanta. It was 21 degrees. It was 21 degrees. It was 21 degrees. It was 21 degrees. It was 21 degrees at Penn State. Oh my gosh. It was 70 degrees when I left Atlanta. We had to walk to our Uber, which was like another 15-minute walk. So, we were so over it. We were so over by the end. But again, I don't want that to take away from how much fun the actual game was and how much I genuinely enjoyed being there and getting to cover it and getting that experience. Loved every second of it. I'm thinking, okay, the next morning I'm going to get up. I'm going to get on this flight. I'm going to head back home and be back in Atlanta and all's going to be well with the world. Wrong. So my flight was supposed to board 7:20 a.m. Board, as in when they start calling categories, group A, group B, group C, this is supposed to be happening at 7:20. I arrive at the State College Regional Airport at 7 a.m. Now, if you travel, especially in Atlanta, if you travel in Atlanta, go through Hartsfield, Jackson, any of that, you know it's actually insane to arrive at Hartsfield, Jackson at 7 and your plane is boarding at 7:20. But this is in Atlanta, and this is the State College Regional Airport, so I knew that. I was like, I feel fine getting there at the time that I did. Apparently, I got there too early, actually, because I got there at 7 a.m., right? Mind you, like I said, we were supposed to be boarding at 7:20. I get there at 7 a.m. I look at the security where I'm supposed to be going through, like, TSA to get bags checked and everything. Why is it boarded up? You know when you're in the mall and the store is closed and they pull that metal thing down? Why is it boarded up? Why is it boarded up? And it's like 10 to 12 people standing around it. I'm looking around like, surely the security isn't not open yet. It's 7 o'clock. I'm supposed to be walking to my seat at 7:20. Surely not. But I'm like, maybe this TSA line gonna move so fast. We gonna walk straight through the TSA and walk right on the plane. I'm like, let me chill. 7:20 comes and goes. Nothing. We see security walking around. They walking around lackadaisical, just looking like we're out of place. 7:30 rolls around. One of the TSA people were like, "Oh, we're gonna get it opened up. We're gonna get started now." Oh, thank you. One lady makes a joke and she says, "Oh, don't worry, haha, you guys are early anyways. The plane isn't even here." The plane isn't even here. Mind you, we're behind schedule. I was supposed to board at 7:20. It's 7:30 and y'all just now opening up TSA. What? What do you mean the plane's not here? So they're like, "Oh, the plane's not here yet, so just chill. We're going to wait for the plane." They didn't know why the plane wasn't there yet. They just knew the plane wasn't there yet. So our boarding time keeps getting pushed back. The flight time just keeps getting pushed back. So it's 7:30. Honestly, I got through TSA. I walked through TSA I probably sat down at like 7:35. It was that quick. So I'm sitting down. They're like, "Oh, they pushed it back to like 8:30. So it was like an hour. I was like, "Oh, okay." Like, okay, I can twiddle my thumbs. I can watch an episode on Netflix or something. I can, do something for an hour. 8:30. That's not bad. So 8:30 comes and goes. No plane. They do find out that the plane is in like Pittsburgh or another like city close to Pennsylvania, or in Pennsylvania, and that plane was needed fuel. It didn't have fuel, so they needed to get fuel. So that plane was in another city in Pennsylvania waiting on fuel to come so they can fuel up so then they could fly to us, pick us up, and then take us where we needed to go. Mind you, I do have another flight that I have to get to. So I'm not going from Pennsylvania to Georgia. I'm going from Pennsylvania to DC to Georgia. My flight leaving DC wasn't until 12 though. So I was chilling, and then the flight from Pennsylvania to DC was like 30 minutes. So I was chilling. I wasn't really stressed about it. It's 8:30. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I got time. 8:30 comes and goes. 9:30 comes and goes. 10:30 comes and goes. Now I'm getting worried. Now I'm like, where's the plane? Now I'm also like annoyed because I've been sitting in this state college regional airport for far too long. We do not board the plane until 11 a.m. We don't board the plane until 11 a.m. I was supposed to be boarding at 7:20 a.m. We did not board until 11 a.m. Oh, I was so annoyed. But it was fine. My plane was supposed to take off in DC at 12:23. The plane landed in DC at 12:02. 12:03. So I had to run to my next flight, which was fine because I was like, I get to this flight, I hop on this plane, I'm going to be in Georgia in no time. And all I want to do is get back home to Georgia. Sweet home, Georgia. That's sweet home, Georgia. Anyways, but I'm going to try to make it back home to Georgia, right? I get off the plane. It's 12. Like, the plane lands around 12:02. I race to my next gate that I need to board for my next flight. I make it to that gate at 12:15. Okay, cool. They getting ready to like call numbers. Call letters and get people in order and get boarding. So I'm excited. I'm cool. I'm starving because I had originally planned to eat at the second airport after my first flight because I figured I would have been in DC by then. But I'm starving. But I'm like, okay, it's whatever. I'm gonna push through. I'm gonna get these whatever flight snacks they got and keep it pushing. So I get there at 12:15, waiting in line, and we're getting ready. It's 12:23 exactly. 12:23, and they're like, the pilot has some paperwork that he needs to do. So we're not gonna start boarding right now. I was like, paperwork? I don't know. I ain't never heard of that. But I was like, okay. He's got some paperwork that he has to do. Okay, cool, fine, whatever. He has some paperwork that he has to do. They said push it back. They push it back by like 30 minutes. So I was like, okay, fine. Let him do his work. Let him do whatever he got to do for the paperwork so we can come on. 30 minutes. I'm cool with that. I sit down, twiddle my thumb. 30 minutes. 30 minutes comes and goes. They're like, oh, okay. Well, actually, they're gonna take a break and do a maintenance check on the. They're gonna do a maintenance check on the plane. So they were like, they pushed the boarding time back by an hour. Again, I was chilling because I was starving. So I was like, okay, fine. At least now I can go eat. So I go and I get on the line and everything. Everybody gets on the line and I go to get something to eat. There's something to eat. I sit, eat, fine, chilling, good. I'm having a good time. I feel better because I have something in my stomach now. And so I get back to the time to... I get back to my gate and I get in position because now it's been about an hour and so, they're about to start up again. They're talking about starting up again and then they push it back another hour. So now we're delayed another hour. So now I'm sitting down. Now I'm like, okay. So now I'm again twiddling my thumbs, watching another Netflix show. Waiting for the time to come. So after that hour is up, we board. Hallelujah. Thank you, God. We board. We're finally boarding. So cool. We board. Everything's ready. Everybody's ready. Everybody's seated. And you could tell the animosity and the tension on that plane, everybody was fed up. Right when the bell that comes on that should be telling you, fasten your seatbelts and open the pamphlet and read. And this is the to-dos, and the airline, the flight attendants start doing all it is, telling you about the mask and save yourself first. The bell that should come on and tell you that That bell came on, and it was the pilot speaking, and the pilot told us that they were going to delay our flight again. Because apparently, catch the irony in this. Apparently, this plane had too much fuel. It had too much fuel, so they were waiting on a truck to come so that they could take some of the fuel out, and then we could leave. I never heard of that before. I had never heard of that before. So I was like, okay. So now they're like, originally they were like, we're gonna have to deboard. Everybody's like, OMG, like this is insane. But then they were like, actually that's a whole lot. So they were like, it's optional. If you want to get up and leave, you can, but you have to take all your things with you. So majority of the people on the plane decided to stay on the plane, which is me. I stayed sat. So I stayed on the plane. I just waited the hour out. Finally, we do take off. Finally, we take off. I'm like, thank you, God. So finally take off. The flight's cool. Flight's great. We get to Atlanta. It takes us forever and a day to pull up to a gate for us to get off the plane and deboard and everything. Finally do that. I get through. Also, I didn't mention this before, but this is on United Airlines. And if you've ever been on United Airlines in Atlanta's, airport, it is in the far back. So I walked miles. Had to walk miles to get back to the front. And finally was able to leave and go home. And I was so grateful and so thankful when I got the opportunity to finally leave. And I touched down in Atlanta. And I was able to leave that airport behind me. So thank you, God. So I did not get home until 7 p.m. It took 12 hours for me to get from Penn State to Atlanta, Georgia. And I should have been back home hours before that. But I arrived at the Penn State airport at 7 a.m. I arrived at my home 7 p.m. Crazy, right? I know that this conversation comes as a complete contrast to the earlier conversation that I was having with you guys at the beginning of this entire journey, and I just want to make it very well known that regardless of the situation, despite all of the craziness, despite all of the unexpected moments and the challenging situations that I was in, I do not want to make it come across or get the idea that I am not so grateful and absolutely in love with the fact that I got to do what I did. Everything that I said in that initial video, I stand by it, and I still mean everything that I said, and it was about God and about how things were done. I think that because there is such a stark difference in what happened at the beginning versus what happened at the end and how things played out, I think that this still speaks to my same message about the unpredictability of life and how it was unpredicted. Like, I did not expect to even get the opportunity to go. And then when I went, obviously, anytime we think about situations, anytime that we're going on a trip or doing something new for the first time, our minds are only going to go to the ideal, situation. We're only going to see, like, this is going to go perfectly. We don't think about the what ifs, and we don't really, or at least we shouldn't. We shouldn't really dwell on the negatives that may happen. That's not where my mind went. My mind was jolly green giant. That's all. And so it was very unpredicted situation with everything that happened in the second half, and I still equally felt like I enjoyed it. I still felt like I was right where I needed to be. I was proud of myself for my ability to endure the situation that I was in, still try to maintain a semblance of positivity, and I didn't allow the circumstances to get me down, like during the game, even when with all the chaos at the airports and the flights being delayed and all those situations, I still tried my best to maintain my positivity, think on the bright side, be optimistic, about, you know, where it was. And ultimately for me, I was like, I don't know what's happening in Atlanta, but for whatever reason, God does not want me there right now. God said something must be going down in Atlanta, and God is like, I need to delay Sierra for as long as possible, to keep her away from Atlanta for as long as possible, because something's happening and I don't want her there for it. I don't know what he was keeping me from, but I thank him. I thank him for his protection, because I'm choosing to believe, and I do believe that all of it was for my protection. But I will say, I won't be flying with United Airlines again. What I want everyone to take from this is that you're gonna have moments in your life where it's like an amazing high, where it's like, OMG. And what's so unique about my life is that this is like not uncommon for me. Typically, my highest highs also come with my lowest lows. So the fact that they came as a package duo in this certain situation is just a funny nod to God. Because I'm like, oh, you're funny. You're a comedian. Of course, is how this plays out. But this was a high for me. Started off on a high, where this amazing thing that I didn't even think was going to happen happened, and I got to experience something that I had only thought about, didn't even think to pray for, but just thought about, and God allowed this experience to come to fruition into my life. And at the same time that I was experiencing this high, I then experienced this low of going through insane, challenging chaos that I was not expecting, and learning how to deal with all of this while maintaining my professionalism, getting the job done, and making sure that I get back home. Get back home in one piece, right? So some imperfect experiences create for the best stories, and now I have something that I could really go back and tell my family, my friends, when they called me and they were like, oh, how was it? I was like, let me tell you, girl. Let me tell you how it actually went down. I know you saw the photos that I post on Instagram, but let me tell you how I was feeling when I was smiling through the pain. Literally. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know. If you did not, please let me know. I love you guys' feedback. Do you want more talking videos? Do you want less talking videos? Do you like the vlogs? Do you hate the vlogs? Again, like I said, I love the feedback. I want to hear it. I cannot wait to see you guys in my next video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys, and I want to build this community tighter. I cannot wait to see you guys in my next video. Toodles.